Hey everybody, SPAZ here, and it's time for episode 2 of Answer Me This. This is where I get to answer your questions, and I have a whole lot of fun because I get to talk about things that I don't normally talk about in my other videos. And it may seem narcissistic or self-centered that I, a nobody, would have an Answer Me This or Ask Me Anything video, but you know what? It's fun. And I'm doing it for all the right reasons, I hope, just to interact with people and tell tales. They're not tall tales. Oh, I was going to say tall tales, but no, these are very, very real and honest. First person I'm going to answer is a gentleman by the name of Tim Allen, and he asked this on YouTube, and he says, "SPAZ, answer me this. What do you think the first ever power pop song was?" Tim, I have a very quick and simple answer for you. It is Buddy Holly, That'll Be the Day. That laid the foundation of what was to come, from Buddy Holly to the Beatles and the Kinks and the Who, to the Raspberries and Badfinger and 2020 and the Beat and everybody. It all started, in my opinion, with Buddy Holly, That'll Be the Day. A lot of great Buddy Holly songs are, fit that power pop format. You can go out and get a best of or listen to the albums. He was a great pop songwriter and a great singer, and I definitely will lay it on the line and say That'll Be the Day by Buddy Holly. Second question is by Doccus, also from YouTube. And Doc says, "SPAZ, answer me this. Who were better, the Bugaloos or Josie and the Pussycats?" I have a very simple answer for you, and it's right here. That's right, the Bugaloos, because they had Caroline Ellis. And when I was a little kid, I didn't know what love and attraction and all of that stuff was, but I sure thought she was a cutie pie. So she's always going to get my vote over any of the members of Josie and the Pussycats, because basically, let's face it, they're cartoon characters. Next question is from Tim Porrall. This is through Facebook. And he says, "I admire your willingness to share opinions that don't conform to the power pop consensus." Thank you, Tim. I do appreciate that a lot. So, SPAZ, answer me this. How and when did you develop this quality? And I will tell you, it was in the 5th grade I developed this quality, because my mom used to listen to a radio station called KISS FM, and it was KIIS. And I was sitting in class, 5th grade. It could have been 6th. I could be off, but it's just by a year. Sitting in class, and John Caskey and Craig Thomas were sitting there. They were talking about the group KISS, KISS. So they said, Steve, because I was Steve then. They said, "Do you like KISS?" And I kind of knew who KISS were, but then I just go, "Yeah." And then they started saying, "Oh, you don't know who KISS is." And of course, I was caught in a bold-faced lie. I had never heard KISS, but I wanted to fit in, and I wanted to be part of that group, because these were the cool kids even back then. I mean, they were the cool kids in high school too, but back then. And I was so ashamed that I had actually lied about music or lied about anything and caught that I never did that again. So from that point on, I've been honest about my musical taste. I don't have any guilty pleasures. I'm one of those people that when I love something, I love it. I'm not ashamed to say I really enjoy Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On." It's a great emotional song. I mean, I won't pull it out and play it very often. In fact, I don't play it at all because I don't own it. But I'll admit that I like it. And I'll play Tom Jones just as much as I'll play the Sex Pistols. I'll play Love Unlimited Orchestra even more than I'll play Depeche Mode. These are the types of things. I'm not ashamed of it. And if I like something, I really, really want people to know about it. I mean, if I love something, I shout it from the rooftops. But I will never lie about how I feel about bands just to fit in, just to feel cool, because if I don't agree with something, now I'm not going to fight it. If you put something on your Facebook page, or if you tell me about a band that you love that I hate, I'm not going to jump down your throat and just say, oh, those guys suck, or, I hate every song by them, or I wish they'd break up, or, nothing like that. If you like something that I don't, then that's fantastic. And I will support you in your love and your passion for that particular style of music or that band. But I will never, ever lie and pretend that I like something, or I'll never just try to jump on a bandwagon and say, that I don't need, I want people to like me. Oh gosh, yes. Boy, I would love people to like me, but I'm not going to change who I am just to get the love or the respect from people. I mean, I would hope me being honest is enough for them. But anyway, that's a long answer. I apologize. But yes, it started in the 5th or 6th grade when I lied about Kiss. And thank you very much for your compliment, Tim. I appreciate that. Lannie Flowers from the Lannie Flowers Band and the Penguins and, of course, Spider Pop Records. He says, SPAZ, answer me this. Did Ziggy play guitar? And here is your answer, Lannie. Next question, Nadja D. SPAZ, answer me this. If you don't care for Big Star, do you feel the same about Jellyfish? Now remember, it's not that I don't care for Big Star. I just don't think that they're the greatest thing in the world like a lot of people do. And I'm not saying that you do, Nadja, but I just don't connect with them. And that's the thing. I can tell that they're all very talented, but I just don't connect with them. Jellyfish, yes, I love Jellyfish, but I'm not passionate about Jellyfish like so many people are. Extremely talented guys. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, they just do everything right when it comes to pop. And songwriting, arranging, vocals, harmonies, everything. They get everything right. I think they're a great band. I'm just not as passionate about them as I am a lot of other bands. Next question, actually, the last two questions, and they're both from Todd Stanton from the band Identical Sons, and they have a new album out called Weak Minded, and you should check that out. First question he says is, SPAZ, answer me this. What the heck does Skibdobbin mean? Skibdobbin is the name of my weekly radio show on Woody Radio. And it's rather simple. When my brother Mike and I were little kids, we used to make up songs. And my songs were always, they kind of sucked. But he would come up with ones that we still remember today. And one of the songs that he made up was called Skibdob. And it goes, Skibdob, dib, dob, doo, doo. Right? He made it up when he was like 30 or something. No, it was probably 8 years old, 5 years old, something like that. So many years later, when I would start putting together compilation cassettes or CDRs for my brother, I decided to call the song or the compilations Skibdob, based on, of course, that song that he wrote. And then when I was going back and forth, I think on the either private message or text with my brother about, hey, I'm going to do this radio show. What should I call it? We started going back and forth, and I thought, well, why don't I call it Skibdob? Because basically my radio show, to me, are mixtapes that I make for my listeners. And again, I don't mean that arrogance, like, oh, my listeners. What I mean is I try to turn as many people on as I can to great music. And that's really what my show is. What my show is, my mixtapes going out over the airwaves. Or, you can stream it on Mixcloud, once they've aired on the radio. But that is how I came up with the name Skibdobbin. And the final question from Todd is, SPAZ, answer me this. What strikes you first when it comes to music? The groove, the chord changes, the melody, the lyrics, or does it matter? Basically, it's everything. It's the way the song hits me, the way the song connects with me. It's probably going to have to do with my mood at the time as well. I may be more receptive to something if I'm not overwhelmed by thoughts or stress or anxiety or worry or whatever, and things are going to be able to sort of come in a lot easier. I'm going to be able to receive the audio information into my senses, and the important thing is the song has to make me feel something. It could sound wonderful, but if I'm not feeling it, I mean, that connection is like more of an emotional connection, and it's something that will give me goosebumps or chills, or it'll turn me off or whatever. So yeah, it's really everything, Todd, but it's really how it makes me feel, how it connects with me, and that's what matters most. Sometimes the vocals may not be up to par, sometimes the mix may be bad, but it's the way it makes me feel, the way that I accept the song into my system and process it. And some people don't think about music. Some people, music is just soundtrack, the background, wallpaper, whatever. I don't consider music like that. Anyway, that's it. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while. It means the world to me, and we will catch you next time. Smell you later.